G'day everyone, I'm Brian. Welcome to this series about Kuala Lumpur. And I want to talk about because a lot of you might want to use this before you come here, or note this before you come here as an option for getting around Kuala Lumpur. It's the best private taxi service in Kuala Lumpur. And the company is called Enova Cab Taxi. I'll put links in the description so you can check out the website, contact details, etc, etc. And it's an English-speaking taxi service. And don't think taxi as in a cab. It's not a cab, they're private vehicles like SUVs. And I found this on Tripadvisor when looking for, because I was looking on we were looking on Tripadvisor, we were looking on Viator. Viator is basically a Tripadvisor company, so same tours. And we were looking at shared tours and private tours. We don't love doing shared tours because we like to set our own agenda when travelling to different places. And the private tours are getting a bit exy, or at least the ones there, which also are using like a private taxi service. But anyway, this site that we saw has 133 reviews, or this company. 127 of them are 5-star and the other 6 are 4-star, so no duds there. And they do everything from day trips to multi-day trips around Peninsula Malay. They'll take you up to Penang, they'll take you up to Taman Negara for a few days. You just let them know. Airport, as I said, airport transfers. Now the principal, as far as I understand, is a guy named Mr. Zaidi. And great communications to start. So I emailed through. I'll be wary about I think I tried the WhatsApp number from a picture in Tripadvisor, and that didn't seem, I think it went somewhere else. It doesn't seem to be up to date. So the update WhatsApp number and email address are in the links in the description. Now, he was already booked during the times that we wanted to do some trips. So we had Mr. Zali, one of his associates, and we can't fault Mr. Zali. His service, his vehicle's 3 months old, something like that. And it was like a 6-seater. He was always on time and flexible with our itineraries. So you can look at the basic itineraries to go to somewhere like Cameron Highlands or Malacca and all the stops and stuff like that the normal tour buses, tour groups go to. But you just set your agenda. If there's something else, you do research so they can suggest those typical itineraries of places to go to, or just do your own itinerary and they'll just go by that. And if both those guys, Mr. Zaidi and Mr. Zali, have clients on those days, they have a whole connection of other drivers that they can contact to drive you around. So, great prices. Now we use the service we're going to the airport tomorrow to fly to Langkawi, so it'll be 4 trips. So I'll give you an idea and compare these to the prices on Tripadvisor for the private tours on Tripadvisor and the shared tours on Tripadvisor. So this will give you a general idea. So we took a day trip to Fraser's Hill, and that's a very famous place for birders. Okay, there used to be a lot of resorts and stuff up there. I guess it was a getaway. It was kind of a bit run down, but I just want to give you an idea because of prices, okay, about the time. And it was an 8-hour trip, and it's approximately 2.5 hours up. So think about how much fuel they're going to use, 2.5 hours back. So there's 5 hours on the road, and it cost us. And then we had another 3 hours. We stayed there looking around, looking for some birds and do some bird photography. And it was 450 ringgit. That was $95 for 8 hours. And again, we just said, drop us off here, use WhatsApp, pick us up here. We're moving from that spot to another spot, meet us somewhere else. And that's up to 4 people. So it's not $95 a person, that's $95 for the vehicle up to 4 person for 8 hours. Now it's going to be a lot depending on how much time on the road. Obviously there's fuel involved and how many toll roads there are. So we might have passed 2 or 3 toll roads, but that's all included as well. Then we took a day trip to Cameron Highlands, known for its tea plantations and things like that, kind of settled by the British many years ago. They've kind of cleared out now, but you see all the remnants of the kind of the style in certain places of the English up there. And that was 12 hours. That's about 3.5 hours up and about 3.5 hours back, plus the time you spend there. So on the road for like 7 hours. And again, we set an agenda exactly where we wanted to go. There's kind of those agendas that all the people, and you can go and go, I'm just going to use those that I see that other people are doing on group tours and stuff like that. But we just set an agenda that we wanted, and we just went like that. We got bored somewhere, private car, let's move on to somewhere else. We'd like something, we want to stay longer, just stay longer. And that was 700 ringgit, or about 148 US dollars, and again that's up to 4 people. So not 148 each, 148 for 12 hours in a private, new air-conditioned vehicle. I took a 5-hour trip to another nature park here near KL. People just go up there for picnics as well. I went to look at, I heard there was some good bird photography there, but it's a beautiful park near here. So the name just escapes me right now. Yeah, it just escapes me. And that was 250 ringgit for 5 hours. So about an hour there, about an hour back, plus 3 hours there, and that cost me 53 US dollars again. That would be up to 4 people if you had in the vehicle. You could share that $53 between 4 people. And KL to airport transfer, 120 ringgit. It's a little bit more if you ask for a night transfer. That's about 26 US dollars. Now, when we first got here, it was late at night from Australia. I forget what time was it, 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. We had to get into the city. And we couldn't be bothered kind of haggling or whatnot. But you were looking, the towers, taxi drivers were asking like 150, 160. Again, private car, air-conditioned, 6-seater, 120 ringgit. So see if you can beat that price. So all the contact details are there. So before you come, if you want to get picked up at the airport by these guys, again, if they're busy, they'll just find another driver. And the prices will just be similar, depending, it doesn't matter who they're using. So I'll give you those as well. Now, again, check all the prices on Tripadvisor and Viator and that sort of thing, Klook, blah, blah, and see if you can beat those prices and the flexibility and good drivers. Now, I think Mr. Zali said he also has a van, so it could be if you've got a larger group, just contact them and see if they've got vehicles that can take a larger number if you may have more than 4 people, etc., etc. I'm going to put the links in the description. Consider this private taxi service for your time here. Locally, I'm just going to use the local Grabs around town, that sort of thing as well, because they're cheap enough anyway. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.